There's many ways to look at this difference, and I'll just say that when it's Japanese, it's a dubbing rate, and when it's US, you're getting paid a lot more money. There's my answer.
Not that that would ever affect our opinion about the project.
All right, question over here is someone wanting to aspire to be one of you and be a voice actor, what would you recommend?
Go to medical school.
Oh, that's okay.
Okay.
Serious.
Somebody jump in and give
I
us
guess
love.
we'll be legit. I actually came from radio, but it does make sense that you need to come from some sort of acting background. You take the classes, you take the seminars, you get experience when and where you can, and you can do that in any town. If you want to do video games and cartoons and all that stuff, all the work is on the West Coast, so ultimately you're going to have to move where the work is. Orlando is a great city for radio and TV commercial work. But if you want to do the character stuff, that's not really happening here. And in New York, you know, if you want to be on Broadway and all that, that's great. But again, if you want to do
Broadway again, please?
Broadway!
Yeah. I'll chime in here also with to completely co-sign. Improv classes, acting classes, you want to really kind of build that foundation. And then from there, if you can find voiceover classes wherever you are, those are also going to be very helpful, or just going and starting to do it for friends, doing your own stuff even, listening to the radio and then mimicking the commercials, all of that, you know, whatever you can do. But I think the more important thing is that a lot of people always ask this question, and they ask it because they think that it would be fun and easy, and it's not an easy career. In fact, you can go, I went for at least 10 years before I started making any kind of money from it, that I could say I'm making money from it, that counted. And then it was another 5 years after that before I could actually quit a day job. To where it supported my on-camera career. So it's a real tough road to hoe. But if you really want to do it, if you're committed to it, then nothing will stop you. It's just how many years of your life are you willing to give to it, and how hard are you willing to work at it. So if you're okay having a survival gig for 5 years or 20 years, then great, go for it. But most people ask the question and they think, and the minute that requires them to do more than just ask actors at a panel, they kind of drop it. So, so I would say be committed, but be honest with yourself. And if you really do want to do it, then listen to what any of these people tell you, because they all have great advice, and then follow through with it. So, but it's about your dreams. So if it's really a dream and you want to go for it, whether it's that or anything, you know, commit to yourself. No one else is going to do it for you. No one's going to hand you the answers that'll make it easy.
Real estate.
I totally agree with what you're saying. I mean, if you're going to have a voiceover career and this is your passion, you cannot do anything else. This has to be a 24/7 devotion. That is the only way that you can cut through it and have a career. You can't kind of do it. You can't, I think it's that way with all things in life, especially with anything artistic. It has to be your blood, it has to be your passion. Our son is a drummer, shameless plug for our son. He's the drummer on Broadway, Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark, the show. Anyhow.
Not a Broadway crowd.
No, but anyhow, I would say to him, Jonathan, we're having dinner, come for dinner, and he'd go, no, I need to practice. That was Thanksgiving, Christmas, July 4th, whatever it was. This kid was driven. And you have to be driven like that if you want to have a career in voiceover. It used to be that everybody wanted to be an actor. Nobody wants to be an actor anymore. Everybody wants to be a voice actor, which is so interesting. How many of you want to be voice actors? How many of you want to be actors? See? See what I'm talking about?
Most people think voice acting is easier, and it's really not.
It is not easier. The other thing is, when I hire voice actors for our company, Richard and I have a company called Epcar Entertainment. When I'm
Great name.
It's very original. Anyhow, when I hire people for our company, what I like to see, and I know the people that I hire generally. As a matter of fact, I was the one who hired you first for the anime.
Oh, for anime, yeah.
What I like to see, and DC's voice just popped out, and I said, I told Richard, I said, we've got to use him. His voice is terrific. I never
hope you
told
popped
you
it
that.
back in.
But outside of that, I mean, sometimes you'll hear a voice and you'll go, oh, you have a fabulous voice. But truth of the matter is, you do have to do acting classes. There is a really cheap, inexpensive way, no matter where you are, that you can hone your talent. And that's by taking classes in colleges. The colleges have more money than God, and so they can put money into you know, a good board. They can put money. I mean, they just have tons of money. So if you want to create your own anime, you can take classes in how to do, how to draw, how to, you know, work with the computer and do that. You can take voice classes. You can take acting classes. Another thing, and most people don't think of this, but movement classes also are really, really good, because if the body is loose, then the voice is loose. It really goes hand in hand, and it's not separate. Anyhow.
But it is a slippery slope, because if you get it too loose. Sorry, it's a lazy joke, and you guys are half asleep.
It's not the tumor.
It's only Friday.
I just want to add to that real quick, because I'm also a director, and I direct a lot of stuff, and I have people come to me all the time. They go, I've got a great voice. Everyone tells me I have a great voice. You know, I'd love to do this, blah, blah, blah. And I've actually given some people a chance, because I like to try to help people when I can. But I have to say, 9.9% of these guys that go in the booth, they cannot read a script. And you have to be able to, it's one thing to have a good voice, but you have to be able to go in that booth and bring that script alive and make it sound interesting and real and natural, and make it sound like you're not reading, and bring it to life. And that is the trick to really good acting. So you're not thinking about someone who's acting, you're thinking about this character. You become engaged with the character. And that is hard, and that takes a good actor.
I have one more thing to say, trailing off from what you're saying, is that when you have a character, in order not to make the character flat, the character has an arc. It's like when you see a movie or a story. The character has a transition, has a transformation. And it's kind of like a 3-act play. You have the beginning situation, then you have a crisis or something that happens to the character, and then you have how it changes. And so when you're doing a character, you want to make an arc in your character so that it is kind of like a 3-act play, because otherwise you're just doing a silly voice and you're just doing what's on screen. And the proof is in the pudding, because you guys know when you're looking at characters what voices you like and what voices you don't like. And if you look at the voices you like, generally those people are actors.
All right, next question. I like your slogan too, DC. It's a tough road to hoe. I like that. I'm going to put it on the shirt. Question is, favorite character?
It's also Farmer John's favorite expression too.
Favorite character, starting with Kyle, do the voice of the character and run across.
Favorite character in anything? I don't know.
I like doing Ox King from Dragon Ball Z. It's like a very special version of Randy Macho Man Savage. Oh yeah! Oh boy, Gigi's getting married.
I really love the cartoony, over-the-top voices, because that's really what I wanted to do since I was a kid. It's just cartoons in the vein of Looney Tunes and all that stuff. So getting to do those type of characters on Dragon Ball was like a dream come true. Even though he's not a big character. Well, he's a big character. He's a major character.
It's hard for me because I have a lot, but I do love Bato. He's great. And one of my favorite lines in the first movie was, stupid dickhead doesn't even remember his own name.
It's really hard to know which character I like, because every time I do a character, even auditioning, because we audition at home, and like this last week we were auditioning for a lot of Marvel characters from a video game, and so anyhow, you get to do a huge range of characters. There was a movie that we did. Richard directed it, and I did. It was a cartoon called The Little Punk, a German cartoon. Have any of you seen it?
That's great. Yeah, it's too bad. It was really
It was so good, and there was music in it and songs, and anyhow, it was so much fun for me because I got to do all the female voices. I did a little girl, and then I did this older woman, and she kept going around saying, 99 pennies? I mean, you know, when you get to do so many, it gives you a huge range, and it's so much fun. So I just hope that, you know, we can all keep continuing this and doing the voices and hoping that you appreciate them too.
I'll wrap it up quickly with, I'm actually going to split mine between two because they're really the only two I've ever done. No, which would be complete, global masturbation. Followed by, Western Commander, this unit requires a penis in order to comply. Resident Evil and Mass Effect.
So it's all about sex?
Over 18 panel tomorrow. Question from the back. Does what you drink or eat? Yes, with a very cool.
It is awesome. It's scaring the crap out of me. But it's awesome.
Supposed to, it's a nightmare.
Oh, it's good. It's very good.
Hope you can sleep tonight.
Yes.
She'll be by to check on you later.
Nice.
What you eat or drink, how does that affect your voice? And do you have to eat or drink something special or avoid something when doing voiceover?
I've heard that anything like milk products, yogurt, milkshakes, that sort of thing, creates a lot of phlegm, a lot of mouth noise. The microphones are very sensitive in the studio. They cost thousands of dollars. So if you eat before a session, or if it's been a long time and your stomach starts, the mic hears that.
Oh, God.
And yeah, they're uber sensitive. But we try to counteract that. You know, usually there's room temperature water to kind of counteract mouth noise, which is apparently better than cold water. I don't know why. Green apples, you take a bite out of a green apple, that'll help kind of remove all the clickies that, you know, we don't hear in normal conversation, but again, the mics are sensitive to pick that sort of thing up.
Well, cold water is not good on your throat. If your throat is warmed up, it does the opposite of what you want to do when you warm your throat up. So when you drink cold water, it's going to tighten your vocal cords up. That's why you don't want to drink cold water. I've heard that I drink coffee like a madman when I'm in the booth, but I've heard sometimes it does give you some schmacky sounds, which is you can hear that stuff on the mics. I always say to them, why do you guys buy the best mics? Get the cheap shit mics so I can eat and do whatever I want to do. The mics, they're so good, it hears the blood running through your veins. It's like, you know, you don't need a mic that good, you know what I mean? So, yeah, anything there is not good. But other than that, I mean, you know, you have a lot of water, and sometimes some of the studios have green apples in there, and what that does is you take a bite of the green apple and it makes you salivate, and what that does is just kind of lubricates everything so you don't hear any smacky sounds. So.